Heather with Velvet Vines Design. How are you tonight? It's Thursday night. Thanks for joining me. It's a little bit warm, so I have my fans going. I hope you don't mind. I hope it's not too loud. Oops. Let's turn that down. I get flagged for music. How you doing? So I'm going to get myself shared around. We got about 4 minutes before we're getting shared into Craft Around the Clock. I am the last session tonight, so not going to be so worried about staying in 45 minutes. We'll probably go a little bit over, but we'll give it a couple of minutes before we get started until we get shared into there. So, hi Connie, I can see ya. How are you? All right. So, let me share myself. What have you all been doing? See, I did a Facebook update and now everything looks so different. I can't do it on the stand. I have to hold it so I can get it just in the right part of my lens of my glasses. Yes, we are at that phase of life, y'all. So anyway, okay, there are the buttons. They changed the buttons. Anybody else do an update and see the difference? Or is it just me? Hey, Michelle. I know. I feel like it's been forever. It's been like a week, right? A week today. Weird. So what are you all doing? What have you been doing? What are you having in a week? What's been happening? Hot stuff. I have a lot to share with y'all. Let me get myself shared around. Then we'll get into Craft Around the Clock. Then we'll get into the project and we'll chitty chat. I'll tell you about my trip. I had a good time, and also my weekend with my son. My son had his last amateur MMA fight, so I could tell y'all all about that. It was a great weekend, right? Took my middle son to a Weezer concert. It was just like, whoa, all the things. So I'm dying to hear what you all have been doing. What all of my friends have been doing too. All right, so I got it shared around a little bit there. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Brenda. Thanks for sprinkling me. I really appreciate that. That's so nice of you. I appreciate that a lot. All right, I'm going to get a couple more shares in here from my business side, and then we'll chit-chat. Right? Right. All right, one more. Okay, all right. Pull up comments. All right. Hey, Karen. Hey, Cindy. What are you doing, lady? You designed a logo. Ooh, Cindy. That's very smart stuff. Wow, you design logos? That's amazing. Hi, Regine. How are you? Hi, Michelle. I know. Hi, Vicky. All right, so we got like 2 more minutes. We're going to get shared into Craft Around the Clock. And yeah, we'll chit chat and talk about this past week. It's been a whole week, y'all, whole whopping week. But I'm really excited about this project. If you remember during my 10 days of lives, I did this wooden board. It was a his and hers. Yeah, I think it was a his and hers wooden tag for like weddings or things like that, or for like bathroom in your house. So we painted over it, we decoupaged on some pretty rice paper, and we added some wood embellishments, and we kind of like dinged it up, right? And then, here, I'll show it up close while we're getting ready to get shared in. And then I, even after the live, I added some like gold and copper rub and buff. So I like mixed it together to really kind of dinge up the edges. And then we did like dark wax to age it up. So that's the wood tag that we made together during the 10 days of live. So if you missed that, I want to say it was like day 8 we did that, maybe. Don't hold me to it. But so we made a wreath attachment out of it. So what I did was I stapled, and we should be getting shared around now, so people should be catching us. Hi y'all, it's Heather, Velvet Vines Design. Just starting to tell everybody about the project tonight, and then we'll get started with a chit chat. All right, so we made this wooden tag. It was a his and hers in the Hobby Lobby. It was on sale. I grabbed 2 of them, and we turned them both into 2 different wreath attachments. So this is one of them. This is with rice paper. I even have some, if you look really closely, you can see the diamond dust on only the actual blooms. Can you see it? How it sparkles? See it? See it, y'all? Yeah. Okay, and then we used rub and buff on the wood embellishments. I used copper and gold. We used like a dark wax to kind of dinge it up. So this is what we made together in the 10 Days of Live. So you can go back and watch that. We made it into a wreath attachment by stapling on the back of that 2 green pine tines. That's it. So we stapled on the back and then just attached it on. Okay, so that's all we have started off with. And I put it on an oval grapevine. This oval grapevine is, I'm pretty sure it's an 18-inch. Let's check. It's 20, well, it says 20-inch, but I'm pretty sure the inside, right? Well, that's a 14-inch. All right, 20-inch grapevine. That's what we have it on, and it's an oval. And for some of my friends that were here for another make that we did in the 10 Days of Lives, y'all remember the whole ribbon debacle? Remember, my friends? So this was the ribbon that kind of came down to what we were going to use, and then we saw the back of it, or I did, and I was like, no, but we're holding it for tonight. So this is our ribbon selection for tonight. That is going to go with this, right? And so we have a mixture of like lavender, periwinkle, soft blue, a cream to kind of go with that, right? So that's what we have. And then we have some really fun greenery like asparagus, fern, and some, I'm pretty sure this is called sedum, right? I got it at Jam Designs. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but we've got some fun greenery to work with too. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing tonight for our project. All right, so thanks for joining me. Hi, Cynthia. Thanks. The diamond dust. Thank you. Yeah, I thought it added a nice little touch. Hey, Misty, you got to join me. How are things going, lady? Things getting a little better with your trip. We're going to go in and we're going to make a bow. And we're going to start with that first, and then we're going to add in some greenery and just add in some flowers. It's going to be a nice little easy peasy make tonight, I think. Yeah. Hi, Missy. How are ya? Hey, Stacy. Yeah, I love this ribbon. So this is a beautiful Ferro silk. Love it, love it. So it's like a watercolor. It's going to match really nicely with this. I'm kind of going with like this kind of French country look. That's what I'm kind of getting off of the hydrangeas and all of that. But with that black and white, I feel like it's a little bit of like a chic, right? Like a chic pop. I don't know. Anyway, so, hey. Hey, Aunt Joy. What are you doing? Miss your face. I was just talking about you. Yeah, thank you. All right, so we're going to make a bow. You know, I like to make one tail a little shorter. We'll make a couple of big loops and then a longer tail. I'm actually thinking about putting the bow in this area. I might keep this big 4-inch a little bit long, so maybe we can loop it in. We'll see. We'll play with it. Thank you. I love this periwinkle back. Is that not pretty? Whew. What was a stopper for that make? Because if you remember, that make was all like really strong purple, and this periwinkle with more of the blue tone just kind of was like, whoa, right? But with this make, I feel like it's perfect because there are periwinkle all up here in the top of that hydrangea. Have you ever seen like in nature, like a real hydrangea, how when it's the purple ones, but then like the edges of the blooms have like the pretty periwinkle where it kind of like almost maybe ombres, you know what I mean? It looks like that. Hi, Star. Hi, Billy Joe. All right, so let's go ahead and make a bow, and then let's talk about your week, y'all. It's been a whole week since I've been on here, and I really, I miss talking to y'all. It's been a really busy time. I'll tell you, hey, Patricia, you have been absolutely rocking it with your 30 Days of Lives. Y'all, if you are not following my friend Patricia with Wildflower LA, please do. You got a lot of catching up to do, a lot of amazing projects. For all of my friends in Craft Around the Clock, I know that florals aren't always your jam, right? But you'll appreciate she's done vintage designs on an old scale. I mean, there's just great job, girlfriend. Like, if I could clap with my ribbon, good for you. I know how hard it was to do 10 days and coming up with great makes, and you just goals, hashtag goals. So, but yeah, so tell me in the comments what y'all have been doing. I'll tell you what I'm doing. You're welcome. You're welcome, Tricia. And to boot, she's like the sweetest soul you ever want to, you know what I mean? Just the softest, sweetest. I would come into my hotel room on my work trip. I would catch up on everything. And Patricia was always the last live that I would put on my phone because her voice was so soothing. I could just watch beautiful flowers and ribbon until I just dozed off. It was awesome. I had the best night's sleeps. All right, so your week, not exactly sure. Oh, Misty, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about your girlfriend. I'm thinking about you. You know what they say? You can pick your friends. You can pick your nose. You can pick your butt. But there are some things in life we just cannot pick, my friend. I'm sorry. The Wreath Whisperer, yeah. Just like she just has the most soft, soothing voice, right? So anyway, and then you get to hear the like clipping of the clip, clip. Oh, it's just the best, right? Of the flowers. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? So, all right, so let's see. We left off on last Thursday night, and I think I even left y'all on last Thursday night thinking we were going to get together again because, you know, I forget how crazy my life can be sometimes. But that Friday night, I ended up taking my middle son, Garrett, to the Weezer concert, which was about 2.5 hours away under normal circumstances. But of course, we live at the beach, and it's, the weekend, and everybody comes towards the beach on the weekend. So traffic was, I don't even want to talk about it. But the concert was fun, and he took 2 of his friends, and they seemed to have a good time. But we got home really, really late, right? So that was fun. We went to go see a Weezer concert, and I got to spend time, with my middle guy and his friends. And so we got home like 2:30 in the morning. So then that was Saturday morning, right? Well, my oldest son, hey, Norma. Hey, lady, how are you? Thank you. So Saturday, my oldest son, Taylor, for those of you that don't know, he is a mixed martial arts fighter, and he was an amateur fighter. This was his last amateur fight on Saturday night, and it was a title fight. So that was 5 rounds of a lot of emotion. He did win, so that was awesome. Amazing fight, amazing opponent, and just all around, just a lot of emotions, right? So anyway, they went the full 5 rounds, and they both gave it their all. And at the very end, the other guy kind of collapsed, right when they rung the bell. It was like something you see on the movies, right? And Taylor picked him up and hugged him. I mean, like, them 2 beat it out for 5 full rounds. And I mean, Taylor's nose all busted, his eyes were busted. I mean, them 2, it looked like Rocky. It wasn't like they didn't. A lot of people that watch mixed martial arts, if that's your thing, or if you watch UFC, a lot of times you'll see like grappling where they hug each other and they're all on the ground. No, these 2 kicked and punched the whole time. Of course. Anyway, but incredibly respectful, like, fight. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, I don't know how to explain that to anybody. I'm not into fighting until my son was in it. But anyway, so a lot of emotions with that. We got home at like 2:30 in the morning. I needed to fly out the next morning to Boston and needed to leave my house at 4 a.m. So I had all of like that emotion. To get home, it's 2 a.m. and I'm still thinking about what my son's face looks like, all the things, and then 2 hours later, I have to turn around and drive 2.5 hours to the airport. Yeah. Well, I don't know if anybody calls it sweet, you know what I mean, after the fight. No, a lot of respect. And then my son made this amazing post afterwards. He, also, I'll tell you all about it. Cray schedule. I know, right? So I'll tell you about this post, and then we'll pick up to the cray schedule because, of course, the travel. If anybody's been watching the news, I went to Boston, which amazing city. The friendliest flippin' people ever. Don't let anybody ever tell you that northern people are all rude. That's not true. The nicest people ever. Anyway, But so my son made this post, and this is true. Normally every fight he does, he's normally the last fight, and he's the last to leave. He waits until everybody leaves, everybody talks to him, he does all the things, and he kind of comes out, he leaves when the people are shutting the lights off. And that was the case this time too. And he says he hears a voice, and it's his opponent that's in the corner of the room, kind of because they keep like pipe and drape up between, they call it the red corner, the blue corner, right? So they keep pipe and drape up. So he was kind of on the other side of it. And anyway, they had a moment where the two of them talked, and Taylor asked him, he said, hey man, he's like, where's your group? Where's your gym? Where's your people? And he said, I don't have anybody. He said, I'm here by myself. It was like, so emotional. So anyway, Taylor made this really great post about his friends and support, and I know I'm getting emotional, but anyway, it was a really cool moment. So, here I am, emotional. So let's talk about Boston. So that was all of that. Great stuff. He's healing up fine. He's doing great, right? So, Boston, I leave the next morning. Going there wasn't so crazy. I had a direct, so it was all okay, right? Get there all A-okay. So, I think I missed, I'm sitting here talking and I missed a bow. Great trip. I got to go to New Hampshire, so I got to check that off of my state list. I had not been there before, so that was kind of cool, right? And great people, like I said, great food, great city. We went to Italian one night, like authentic. Hey, Lori, hey, girlfriend. We went to authentic Italian one night, like homemade pasta, the best salad. It was just amazing, right? And on our way there, because we looked like tourists and we were lost, like two different locals stopped us, say, hey, do you need help where you're going? How nice was that? Then we left there and went to the Cheers bar, where everybody knows your name, and just to say we had been there. And on the way there, a lovely little couple walking their dog did the same thing. Stopped and asked us if we needed help. Like, I was just like, this is like so nice. So anyway, I've done something with these ribbons. Let me start over here. Really, it must have been the tears in my eyes. I'm sorry, y'all. It's like, I got a little emotional. I hadn't really talked about it. You know what I mean? Like, I just kind of read it, kept it to myself, cried in my hotel room by myself. But anyway, so then we went and did that, and work was great. Had, great work trip. Like, we accomplished all the things, right? Great people, everything was run smooth. We had a client event. It went really, really well. All the things. Coming home, I have a direct. I'm like all excited because normally I have to wait and fly home by myself the next day because I can't get home at night like everybody else normal. But this time I drove, to a big airport so that I could. Remember, it's Boston. So my Uber driver, hey Janice, how are you, lady? It's good to see you. Oh, thank you, Misty. I love that kid. I know a lot of people don't understand the fighting thing, and I don't understand the fighting thing, but it's what he needs to. So anyway, Uber driver, most pleasant guy ever, nicest person. However, dropped me off at the wrong terminal. Anybody's been to the Boston airport, it's not exactly, easy. He dropped me off at A. I needed to be at C. One would think you could go from A to B to C. One could be so lucky. No, it doesn't work that way. So anyway, and nobody working there knew where to go. I was like, excuse me, how can I get to C? And one guy was like, it's my first day on the job. I was like, hey, that little thing you got there in your hand, and he holds up his cell phone like this, and I was like, yeah, that. I was like, do you have someone you could call that you could ask, like, am I going in the right direction? He didn't know. Anyway, I finally get to the right terminal. Finally. Like, hair on my chinny chin chin. Get up to security. And for some reason, the night before, I had paid for like the express security because, you know, I lost all my status since COVID. I don't have no status no more. So I'm like back in the line, right? So I paid for express security. Thank goodness. I picked the wrong line. I get behind like the girls' trip and they had like 1,700 bags and nobody knew what to do with their Ziplocs and like, so I get through that and like I'm standing there and I know that you need your laptop and your liquid separate from like your bags and stuff, right? So everybody's like jammed up and they're like running out of bins and the lady was like, just put it all together. And I was like, you mean my laptop and my bag and my shoes? Yes, put it all together. I was like, all right, man. So I put it all together. On the other side, what do you think happened? Reject. No. They needed to run it separately. I was like, I have 5 minutes to get to my gate before they close it. Five. They rerun it through. Reject. Tweezers that are in a travel pack with a fingernail file that's not metal, because I know that you can't do that, and fingernail clippers that I have traveled with for over 4 years. Never been flagged. Not even in the United States of America, like outside of it, has it been flagged. Ooh, it got flagged for a 3rd round. About this time, I start having like welled up because all I could hear is the news. People have been stranded in Boston for days. There are no flights. It's horrible. Oh, it's horrible, right? There are people who can't get home. They've been canceling flights. So I knew if I didn't make that flight, there would be days before I would have a flight to get home. My option would be rent a car and drive, right? So my eyes are welling up. And his supervisor was standing next to me. He said, ma'am. And I was like, I'm fine. I was like, but he really needs to be fast. I was like, because I'm about to lose my flight, sir, and I'm going to be stranded in Boston, and that is not an option. And he was like, okay. So he kind of like gave him a little, and he like skirted back. He's like, it's tweezers, we're good. And I literally walked in socks. Well, no, I didn't walk. I ran in socks and all my stuff in my hands like this to my gate as they were doing, this is the final boarding call for C-29. C-29. Yeah, I'm running like, so that was my go home. So when I landed and it was only like 5:45 and I get in my car, guess what Heather did? GPS the at-home store and went and bought myself something. I was like, retail therapy. So I bought some Halloween stuffs and some flowers because I have never shopped at the at-home store before. So there you go. That's how I made up for it. So, girl, I know, right? I was like, why are you doing me like this? Like, my heart, like, I already, like, did you hear my weekend? Like, my baby boy, you know? Anyway, ugh. Just has to be something, right? Has to be something. So, fun times. What'd you all do? Lori, I've been watching or looking at your makes. I love what you're doing with your baskets, girl. They're so pretty. This is where I think I'm putting it right there. So I know I'm chitty-chatting a lot with y'all. I'm just excited to kind of be here, and I know it's late at night, but I'm the last maker, so we're gonna finish this wreath together. You know what I mean? If it goes over the 45 minutes, it goes over the 45 minutes. I appreciate any time that you have to spend with me. So. And I have no voice because I've been talking for days. Well, I screamed a lot at the fight, so I kind of started out that way, and then I've talked for days. We were at an event for, it's called like life sciences, but basically it's like pharmaceuticals and like medical devices and things like that, you know, and like healthcare. Hey, Mary. Hey, lady. I was almost there crying. And I'm a pretty strong like I only cry really about my kids, and like I'll cry over a movie or something, but like in life, like especially over work, I'm usually like very calm, cool, collected. Like I don't get like that. And I've traveled so much. I've always been like, oh man, it'll work out. It's good. But I knew what was going on with those flights. I was like, I'm gonna be stranded there. It was not fun. Anyway, I still tipped the Uber guy, y'all. I still tipped him. He was so nice. He even kind of was second guessing. He was like, hey. He even got out and he asked like one of the guys that was helping, like, you know, because it was like the Uber and Lyft drop off pickup area. And the guy, you know, they had a conversation and he came back to the car. He was like, yeah, this is it. And I thought, oh, that was so nice of him to check, you know. Girls and men. Wasn't even the right place. Anyway, it's fine. And of course, you know, my whole body is sore today because I ran that airport first with my luggage, then in my socks, carrying like my computer. Goodness gracious. All right, we're going in with that asparagus fern in one honking big piece like that. We both were out of states this past week. Oh, you were in San Antonio? From Buki. Oh, thank you. Tell him thank you for his service, Kelly. I know that that's not easy in hot Texas. Hey, Sparky. What's up, lady? Hey, Lisa. Hey, girl. Yeah, it was a time, y'all. So look, I was telling about the life sciences event. So this was, you know, we're all technology people, somewhat nerdy. We're somewhat nerdy, right? I mean, not me. I'm goofy, but you know, I'm joking. But anyway, we kept teasing because we were all, I don't know, I guess it's because we're all finally together in person. It's been so long, you know, since we've had these in-person events and stuff. We're like, are they piping stuff into the room to us? It became like this running joke. Like, why are we so happy to be at an event and working? Are they leasing us? But it was kind of fun, like when people would come up to you, be like, so what drug are you working on? And like that's the totally like appropriate conversation, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe I was the only goof that was really digging it, but I was like, stop. Oh, what's your poison? Literally. They were like, Heather, stop. No, Jason, it wasn't like that. Hey, Terry. Yeah, Kelly. I have a really good friend. I talked about her quite a bit. My girl Tanya from North Dakota, her son also is in the service. And I have listened, you know, her talk about, you know, it's scary. So I just want to thank you because he's brave and you're brave. So, my husband's brother also served. He was a ranger for 15 years. Like a dog trainer, dog handler in special forces. And I know how much Bobby's mom worried. So, it's just not easy, right? Very brave. Hi, Courtney. He got his soft to Japan. Ooh. Does he like sushi? Hey, Carol. Hey, lady. How you doing? All right, so we went in with some asparagus. Bless me. Asparagus fern. I used a little bit of a wire to give it a little bit of a hold here so that it kind of flows over. I want it to kind of flow down. You know I love my drapey. It's just kind of my jam. I haven't cut this ribbon yet, and I know that. I'm thinking and toying with maybe doing some kind of a billow here, like this, and having a tail down here. We'll see. And then, of course, I know that this isn't the most beautiful thing here with the tails, but you know that we'll work with this, right? I'm going to work greenery in it. We're going to work flowers all around it. This bow isn't even gonna look like this by the time we're done, right? So anyway, that's kind of the thought, but I want to get a couple little more pieces of greenery in, and then we're gonna pack this baby with a lot of flowers. And edamame, yeah. Oh, and anime. Oh, he likes anime. Yes. I thought you were saying edamame. God bless America, Kelly. I took a nap for this, and apparently the nap didn't work. I got home last night around 10, because it was, it's 4th of July weekend, so there was still traffic coming home, so it was a long trip. And of course I have my at-home shopping trip. And I still had to get up early, and I had a lot of work calls today, and so I still haven't done the dishes from being gone. I've done the laundry, but I haven't done the dishes. Hey, Be Happy. Hey, Lindsay. Thank you. Thank you for saying her name. Appreciate that. All right, I'm going to go in with this bush here. I think I'm going to separate it into 3s. Like a third, and a third. We're going to put some of this behind the bow. There we go. And now I won't forget that, because I have another friend, Lindsay. So I won't forget that. And you shared me and recommended me on your page, Lindsay. And thank you for doing that. That's very sweet of you. I did make the sign. Yeah. So for those of you that just joined in, hey, I'm Heather. Hey, what's up? We're going to hang out and make this wreath here tonight. So yes, I made this sign. This was a his and her. I guess you could have used them for like a wedding. You could have used it for maybe a his and her closet door, but it was a wood tag. You could have used it for his and her bathroom, right? Even for a restaurant or something, right? But it was a his and her wooden tag. It was on clearance at the Hobby Lobby. So I bought 2 of them, and during my 10 days of lives, I changed both of them into wooden wreath hangers. And here's the other one. Here, I'll show you. So I painted both sides of it, but there's a picture of it if you go to my Facebook page and scroll down, there's a picture of the before, and they were black and had his and her on them. But this was the other one I did, and we used rice paper. We used Mod Podge that's meant for outside. We sealed it, so it has an outdoor sealer on it. So we just chalk painted it, did the rice paper, sealed it. We added the wood embellishments. I did some dark wax. I did to dinge it up a little bit and age it. And then I also did some rub and buff. And both that one I only did antique gold. This one I did copper and gold so that it looks much more like patinaed, because I wanted it to look like it's, kind of like a French country, want that patina coppery look. So that's what I did with this one. This also has diamond dust on all of the balloons. So yeah, so that's what we did. So just make something unique for the wreaths. And I got the rice paper I got mine on Amazon. I feel a little bit bad saying that, because a lot of my friends here in Craft Around the Clock like Vintage Retail by Mara. She sells rice paper. There's a couple of other makers that also sell rice papers and things like that. So definitely check out either or. When I got those and decided to do it in my 10 days of lives, I needed instant gratification, because my lack of planning is like planning. If that makes any sense at all. My lack of planning is planning. Hi, Dana. Hi, Cheryl, watching from Niagara Falls, New York. Brian Lane sprinkled you to me. Oh, well, thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. Hey, Nancy. Thanks for joining us, Cheryl. Come on in. I hope you enjoy it. I'm making a wreath. We are here with a part of my session in Craft Around the Clock. So if you're new to my page, welcome. I love making home decor and holiday decor. I love wreaths and centerpieces. Swags are another favorite of mine. I love more like grapevines and moss wreaths. I love big bougie ribbon and big flowers. So that's my jam. So come on in if that's your jam too. And I also love good conversation and just laughing. You know what I mean? So laughing it up. And if you need it, I'll pray for you too. I'm not as good about going to church as I should be, but I definitely am a God-fearing lady. So I pray. I cuss, but I pray. So this is what we've got so far. So we see we got the asparagus fern. I haven't cut this big one yet. So see how we kind of clipped up that. That looked really good. Like the ivy is spread around really nicely. I still have some like orange jasmine here. And then some of this, I'm pretty sure this is like a sedum. So you're going to hear my dog Frank. He's going to bark. For those of you that are new to me, that's my dog. My middle son is just coming home from hanging out with his friends at a soccer game. So he's going to bark until they get in here. So I want to kind of cover up that hole a little bit at the top there. So I'm going to add some of this orange jasmine a little bit at the top and a little bit on the bottom. I got almost all of this greenery, with the exception of this asparagus fern, I got from Jam Designs. She is in my link tree under favorite greenery. If you are new to her and you don't know, check her out. The asparagus fern I got at the at-home store. And I kind of want this to kind of like fall off like this. Like I don't want it to cover the bottom of this. I only wanted the top because of that hole. I'll probably put a flower up there too. But I want it to kind of go like this, if that makes sense. You see like the line I'm looking for. Representing being real. Love that. Oh! Thanks, Cindy. I appreciate that. You know, that's always like the scary part, right? Putting yourself out there as the people just say they don't. But you're right. You're right. I appreciate that. I really enjoy hanging out and making things with all of you and like you guys giving me ideas and feedback. Now we're going into flowers. So I'm just getting out the flowers. I'm going to show you all that we're working with so that you know. And then now you know I show you like how I pack, right? I pack for 17 days when I'm going for 3. But so we'll use clippings from all the things, but we need all the color. We need all the color. I need all the options. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're going to hear Frank. He knows who is here. All right, so I have some of this. See some of this ranunculus? And then I have some of these white peonies, well, cream, but then I have cream hydrangeas, because you know we've got all hydrangeas in the, well, not all hydrangeas. I'm not sure what this flower is down here, but it's mostly hydrangeas. There's even a butterfly, but we're not doing on the, so there's some of that blue that we're coming in with. Then there's some of that lighter blue. So see how we're playing on that. I'm going to use a little bit of that purple, not this whole bush, just that big pop. Ooh, just that big pop of purple there. And then I have a couple of these peonies I'm going to throw in there. So you see how I'm making like a bouquet? Not all of these, not all of these, just a couple of clippings and blooms from each. So it's going to be very much like meadowish. And then I need a little bit of those pops of really purple hydrangea to play off of some of this. So that's what we're working with, y'all. And then I have some thistle. Sorry about that. And so I have some thistle just to have something a little different in there. And then I do have 2 60919. I have periwinkle, that like periwinkle blue, and then I have purple. So we'll see if I need it. I'm not sure. Sometimes I don't always. I bring out the 60919, but I don't necessarily need it. So we'll see what happens. If it has enough of the blue, then I think I'll be all right with it, without it. Thank you, Lindsay. I appreciate that. All right, we're going to get to it. I'm going to have comments over here. Hey, Angie, what's up, girl? Thanks for joining us. You came right at the really pretty flower part. That's what we're doing. I saw your wreath you made. I love it. Do you like making wreaths or do you like painting more? What's your jam? Are you getting into wreaths? Hey, Michelle. What are you doing? How's all of your stuff going in your boutique? Yeah. Isn't it fun to play with flowers and stuff like that? I missed it so bad. So bad. And I had no idea that being in Boston, I was going to be so close to friends like JoJo and Leanne, who is the community manager in Candy's design school. That was so, I was like, what? So, if I go back, then for sure I'm gonna visit. That's a lot of fun. Lori, I promise, just a couple of clippings from each. You know how I am. You know I'm an overpacker. You have been on this ride with me before, my friend. You know that. You know this. However, this work trip, my overpacking did some justice because somebody spilled some stuff on my white shirt. I'm thinking it was maybe the maid for the room. Maybe? I don't know. But it was sitting out. I always lay my outfits. Is anybody else goober like this? I pack in outfits. When I get there, I unpack, because I got to have all my stuffs out, my face. My husband calls them potions. But, my face stuffs, my shower stuffs, my makeup stuffs, my stuffs. Right? I got to have it out. I got to see it. I'm weird. And anyway, I put my outfits out and I laid them out. I'm a goober. I know. Makes me feel good. You live in Plattsburgh. So where is that, Brenda? I went to Salem, New Hampshire. So I did get to go to New Hampshire and check that off of the list. I've never been to that state. I haven't been to Maine. And I haven't been to Vermont. But I've traveled quite a bit with work, but it's mostly to Seattle, LA, California area, Tampa area, Atlanta area. In Dallas area seems to be always throughout the years. Those have been kind of like the go-to spots. You know what I mean? So this is my first time in Boston. Well, I've been to Boston, but in the airport doesn't count. I'm not going to count going to the city in the airport. I've been to Maine, but I've been to Portland, Maine in the airport. That doesn't count. I'm not counting that, y'all. That's not experience in the city. But I was just telling everybody, for those that are just joining, how friendly everybody was. So we went to the Cheers bar, from the TV show where everybody knows your name. We're so goober that each of us had to walk in where we all called out our name, they knew our name. So Sam, the market, she's our marketing person. So Sam will be like, Sam, oh my God, hey. And their staff totally played along with us. And then other people started participating. It was so goober, but they did it. It was so funny. So we had good company. People that enjoyed being a little goofy, letting our hair down a little bit, All right. Trimming the hair. All right. Now let's go in with some color. We've got the ribbon done. Let's go in with some color. What's your favorite city that you traveled to so far in the U.S.? Everybody tell us. What's your favorite city? Never know. We might find a gem that somebody hasn't traveled to. That's a really cool place to go to visit. If you're looking for a city that has like a lot, they have baseball and, you got football up there. So if you like that kind of stuff and you like friendly people, it is a good town, and they have great seafood. Hey, Brenda. Oh, I already said hi to you. New Hampshire's about 3 to 4 hours away. You have relatives in New Hampshire. You love Chicago. I love Chicago deep dish pizza. It's amazing. Anybody had that? It's good. It's so good. I like Chicago. I'm a scaredy cat. That's the only thing that gets me about Chicago, is that I'm a scaredy cat, so I can't truly enjoy myself. It's true. 'Tis true. New York. Ooh, like New York City, or like another part of New York. We have some friends on here from Niagara Falls. They were on here earlier. I do love New York. My middle son, who plays baseball, did Cooperstown twice. He got to play up and go when he was 11, because it's a tournament for when you're 12. And then when he was 12, he got to play again. And I loved that. Cooperstown is like the quaintest, cutest town, nestled in the mountains, like this beautiful lake. Like you stepped back in time. So cute. So I did love that. Can you tell I like sleepy towns? I like sleepy towns. I know some people are like, San Francisco. I'm like, Idaho? Montana? I want to go somewhere a little. You don't travel much, you get motion sick. Oh, Brenda, I feel for you. I feel my family. So, I've been telling you, my middle son's playing baseball, blah, blah, blah. This year he'll be a senior. So this whole travel ball thing will eventually come to an end. And so we're having the conversation. We're terrible. Having the conversation. Sorry. Where are we going to vacation when we have more money? Because travel ball is very expensive. That is your vacation for like a couple of years. Like your vacation or Christmas. So your vacation or Christmas and your birthday is expensive. Okay. So anyway, we were like, hey, next year we don't have that. Like, let's do a for real, legit vacation. And a lot of the boys were like, ooh, cruise. I'm so scared. Like, I think it would be fun because it's like a city on water and everybody would have look at me dancing. Everybody have their entertainment. But, I'm afraid like I'd spend all that money and then I'd get seasick. And I know I hear all the things. Oh, there's a band and the patch and the things. But, we've talked about Murphy's Law and how much he loves me. I would be that person that nothing would work, or it would be the worst sea day ever in the history of sea days. That would be when I would be out there. That's just how it happens for me. So I'm afraid. So I would much rather just fly on into a tropical resort. It'd be all inclusive and we just play. You know what I mean? Ohio to Amish areas. Oh, I love going to Lancaster. Love that. We go there for like what you're saying, like the farmers markets and stuff. The ships are so big. That's what they say, Carol. That is what they say. Notice how I say that is what they say? That's what they say. I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. Like, really? All right, enough of that. So see, Lori, I truly meant it. Literally like 2 clips from each little thing, I promise. You know how I do. I like things to look, you know me. I'm crazy. We live 25 miles. Oh, do you get? Oh, Carol, I'll be daggone. Well, the next time I go to Lancaster, I'm looking you up. We love the Lancaster. You sensed some doubt. I know, right? I was just I don't know. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I still don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, Carol. So I'm just using these purple ones out of this whole bush. So I'm not using those other ones. Actually, the other ones on this match perfectly to some lilac peonies that I got from Jen at Jan Designs, and I cannot wait to use them. I'm gonna put it in some boho fabulousness piece. I'm building up all the little ingredients over there. That's why I'm looking. I am gonna look you up, Carol. We're gonna go shopping. You're gonna show me all the good places to go. The last time I was there, all I wanted was a wagon wheel. That's all I wanted. As I felt like my ass was not big. We were there for baseball. I didn't get my wagon wheel. So I was like, we got enough. I was like, do we? Does that feel okay? I'm like, no, we don't. I feel like we could have more. You grew up in Ohio. They have life-size cuckoo clock. Oh, yeah. Well, my grandparents, my dad's parents, I was always with them. So I essentially, they vacation, I vacation with them. And they loved Lancaster, loved it. So we went there a lot. And they, my grandmother was a quilter. And so, when we went there, she wanted us to see, how they made quilts and how they wash clothes and how they clean their homes and things like that. Mostly for an appreciation. But just to be, have knowledge about different cultures and how they are so you can respect them and things like that too. So anyway, it wasn't just like a shopping trip for us, we actually would always go, she'd always plan a trip to like the farms and stuff like that. And where they would do the tours and so. It's really amazing how simple they live and how happy they seem. I don't know if it's, we never know what goes on behind closed doors. I know that, right? Like, I'm not trying to be, rosy colored glasses, but it just, when you look at their children and stuff, they do just seem happy and not like the stress that a lot of us seem to have and carry, right? I'm just going in with some of this thistle and just popping it around in a couple of places. And I'm most especially going to do it around this. I love this bow. So, yeah. So we talked about where to travel to. Anybody planning any good vacations this summer? I know my friend Diana just got back from a pretty long vacation in Mexico. I don't think she's on here tonight. She just got home. So she was watching, like when I was doing my 10 days of lives, and when Patricia was doing all her lives, she's watching from Mexico, y'all, watching the sunset with her margarita. I was like, girl. Right. So is anybody else planning any good vacations this summer? Our vacation's going to be in November, and I'm going to go visit my aunt in Marco Island, and I cannot wait to go see her. Cannot wait. I miss her. She's a great cook, and we hang out and we craft together, and we talk about yard sailing. It's perfect. You know what I mean? There's my Diana. What are you doing, lady? Your husband's a truck driver. You went on the road with him once and loved it. You got to travel. You left Georgia and went to California. Wow. Norma, I bet you got to see something. all the states to New York and Connecticut and then back down. It's like 2 months on the road. Wow, Norma. So did you find any hidden gems out there that where you were like, wow, if I could just pick anywhere to live, it would be here? Anywhere like we should go and see, or camp, or some town we've never seen that has like something spectacular? Tell us what you saw, because when you travel like that, that's how you really get to know those areas and like see all the country roads and stuff like that. So cool. So cool. You're going to your cabin in, all right, hold on, you say it. Panguitch? Did I say it right? Like probably totally tore that out, didn't I? In Utah. Oh, that's amazing. In Utah. It's awesome. I've only ever been to Salt Lake City in Utah. And again, have I been in the city? I feel like maybe no, I was only in the airport. I feel like I was only in the airport. I don't think I was in the city. But I did watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So, did watch that. So I feel like I kind of know the area. I'm totally playing. I know that they don't show all the good stuff. I know. Anybody else like one of those Real House reality fans, or just me? Is it just me? I haven't been, and like they have been saying that Vanderpump Rules is like legit off the hook, and I haven't been watching it. I haven't watched it since they like Brittany and Jax went off the show, because I like trash TV. I was like, I don't want it tame. I want it crazy. I want it unpredictable. All right. We'll go with that on the thistle. I'll save a little bit more in case I want to put some in the bow. All right, so I need some of this really dark purple. So I'm just going to use like 2 clippings of the little hydrangea pops on the top that I did not use in the other mix. Actually, hold up, y'all. Only got 1 hydrangea pop. Well, we're going to use it. We're using it, even if it's only 1. We're doing it. So we have to use it wisely. I'm going to put it here. There. All right. So that's all I needed out of that big purple. I know, right? I have all of these flowers for just a clip or 2. You definitely used to be a huge Housewives fan, your mom, and you were talking on the photo cube, right? I know. I haven't done it though recently. I miss it. Oh, did I do okay? Sometimes I can shock myself. Other times, like this week, there was 2 customers that we talked to twice, 2 life sciences companies. I could never flip and remember the names. I was always like, no, that T company and that N company, because their names started with a T and an N. And they're like, are you ever going to get it? And I'm like, no. One of them I want to call Ducati, like the motorcycle, and the other one I just can't even like correlate in any way, shape, or form. Like I'm going to need to write. I'm going to sit down, have a child, and write it over and over and over to remember it. Gosh. Anybody else have that? Sometimes I just can't. I have to make a correlation to remember certain things. And if I can't, it's just such a struggle. All right, 1 more of these. Anybody else have that, or is it just me? However, ask me about a ribbon. My recall on ribbon is A++. Oh my gosh, wait, what the heck is to a large? Oh wait, and you have 5 swimming. Oh, Diana, are you a professional vacationer? I want to be your kid, dog, or best friend. Pick one. Oh, whatever. I want to be with you. No, I am happy that you get to do all those amazing things. It's awesome. One day, y'all, one day. One of these days. Right? All right. We need a little bit more greenery on the other side of that. But we're coming into the home stretch here, y'all. I know I showed a lot of stuff, but I needed options, but that's okay. Looks like, to me, it looks nice and full. I might add, I'm not sure, I might add some 60919 down here into the asparagus fern. But I kind of like the green. I don't know, what do y'all think? Do you think that it needs a pop of color in the green? I love draped with green, but you tell me what you think. What you think? Oh, so before we get done, let's talk about our plans. Because today is Thursday, which means tomorrow is Friday. So you know what that means. Funk It Up Fridays. Y'all, one of the best things I did on the plane is make our playlist. Hello. So Funk It Up Fridays and Motown Mondays have completely separate playlists. I know they sound similar, but oh no, they are not. Motown Monday is going to be a little more like slow jam. Like, hey, you know, like Diana Ross, a little more the Commodores, you know, that kind of stuff. But Funk It Up Friday is going to be a little more like, you know, Brick House, you know, the Gap Band, you know what I mean? Anyway, I have 7 hours of funky music for Fridays. I know we're not going to get to all of that, but that just means that's how cool our set list, our playlist is going to be. And then I have over 6 hours of Motown Monday. So, y'all, I know not everybody loves the tick of the top. I get it. I totally get it. But you can play some music and have a little fun. So if you want to hop on over there, I put it on my page, you know, where you can follow me. And also, someone else asked about Telegram and live notifications. I started one. If you are wondering about how to get into my Telegram, if you click on the feature links, that's my link tree. I put the Telegram right in the very top section, so you can just follow it. And I do live notifications. I won't send it out really late at night. Like this one I sent out, you know, several hours before. So I'll be conscious about that. But yeah, if you want some live notifications, hop on over. Hey, Jan. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Lisa. I like that you can play music over there. And listen, for all of y'all that are makers that sell, listen. I'm not a business coach. I will always preface with that. But I am someone that is trying to make it and sell, right? So if I hear of something or whatever, you know, I'm going to share. But the people that are making and selling over there are doing amazingly well. So that must mean that audience, you know, it has a frame of mind of buying. And I guess there's something to be said about the whole statement of, I saw it on TikTok. I bought it on TikTok. You know what I mean? I bought shapewear on TikTok. I ain't even afraid to say that. I bought shapewear on TikTok. Saw it on TikTok, bought it. I was like, oh yeah, I want all my stuff to look like hers. Bye. No, you didn't miss me, Jan. We're still live. Come on in. We're not quite done with this wreath, so come on in. Let's talk. How you doing? So yeah, tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern. That's where we'll be. Nice little fun set list, and I have a fun make and plan, you know, in store. I'm gonna try, you know, have funky makes with the funky set list. So we'll see. I'm going to do a little bit of a different thing on a coastal fall. Use a little bit different of a color. So we'll see what it turns out. You know, I don't know. I love coastal. I live on the coast. My whole house is coast. I sell coastal well. So I'm going to try to make something fall. This is going to be one of my last everyday makes. I'm going to move into fall, Halloween, as my girl Candy says, Halloween, and then into a couple of Halloween makes. I sold only a few Halloween makes last year, so I'm not going to go crazy. I'll make a couple. We'll see how it goes. You don't understand TikTok. I just post videos. Every time I get on TikTok and try to watch something, the rabbit hole they put me on, I can't. Like, it's like it's not my, like, I even do the For You, and I'm like, what about me posting wreaths all day and centerpieces and flowers and talking about ribbon and home decor has you thinking, I want to see that? Because it'll be some weird stuff up on the tick of the talk, y'all. Ain't no joke. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say. Some people are doing really good business by going live over there. So, we'll see. I've gone live twice. I haven't really mastered seeing the comments because you can only see them on the device that you go live on unless you do another account. So I didn't have another account until my second time I went live. After that, I made another one. So now I have a way. So I will, but I didn't. And so I couldn't really see comments so well. And it does give you analytics. So I know there were people on there, but I have no idea. I have no idea if anybody was rude. I have no idea. Like, because, when the live is over, you don't get to see any of that. So it's not like on Facebook where you can see a replay. But what I do, before I go live on TikTok, or what I will be doing, I've only done it twice now, is I post I go ahead and I make the listing on Etsy of what I'm making. And so I already have it done. And then that way, Hey, Lawan. Hey, girl. What you doing? I was up in Baltimore. BWI. Oh, hey, Nancy. I saw you pop in here. Hey, girl. How you been? All right, just a couple more pieces of greenery just to kind of beef up the sides here. Like, the part that you can't necessarily see, but I can see it from here, and I want to make sure that it's nice and, nice and filled out. I'm going to see if I can move this down. All right. So for those of you that just joined in, we made this wreath tonight. This wood tag we made together during our 10 days of lives. So you can go back and check that out. We made 2 of them. This was just one. And then we made it with rice paper. It has some diamond dust on it. It has outdoor deco or Mod Podge on it so that it's protected, it's sealed. The only thing I'm possibly thinking, I want to sit on it. I'm not really sure. I don't literally want to sit on it. That was probably not a good term. I want to sleep tonight, come in here tomorrow with my coffee and check it out. But I might add a couple little sprigs of the 60919 and the purple and the periwinkle, most especially maybe to this bottom. I'm not quite so sure, and maybe even behind the bow. I'm not sure. I kind of like it the way that it is, but we'll see. But I love how all the colors are kind of sprinkled in there, and I didn't use everything I brought out, but I used most everything. So I'm going to hold it up close to you so that you can see, and then see what we made together. And then tomorrow night, remember, 9 o'clock Eastern, Talk of the Tick. I'm going to do Funk It Up Fridays. And then Sundays, I'm back on Facebook, right? Let me see my schedule. Sunday. Yes, Sunday, we're doing the Solve It Sundays where we're going to talk about, so this is what we got here. This is what we made. Not so bad, huh? And see, there's the fern. So let's see what I think about this. I might want to. So that's the sign. We made the sign, so you can see the diamond dust on it. All right. So that's what we made tonight. Thanks for hanging out with me. So yeah, so Sunday is Solve It Sunday. So I am going to post tomorrow what case we're going to talk about first. It's going to be an unsolved case. So not necessarily, you know, where we know someone has been just be an unsolved mystery. We'll talk about it, right? Our theories, what we think happened, where maybe, you know, some investigators could look more, or where you think are holes in the case, or whatever it is you think, right? We're just going to talk about it, just have some good conversation about it, right? Just, you know, it's like Court TV meets Discovery Channel meets True Crime, and we're just going to chit chat about it on Facebook while I make something. So that'll be on Sunday, and then Monday is, like I said, Motown Monday, and then we are doing I'm doing both TikTok and Facebook on Mondays. So I'm doing Motown Monday on TikTok, and I'm doing Riddle Me Mondays on Facebook. So check it out. We'll have some good programming. So, all right. Who done it? Oh, who done it? I know, right? Oh, and I'm a big conspiracy theorist. Everybody's out to get me. Everybody. Right? I keep trying to say, assume positive intent. There is nothing about me that assumes positive intent, y'all. So, all right. So we'll have some fun with it. It'll just be more than just, you know, Facebook Live of making something. So I hope you enjoy it. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I've missed you all. I appreciate it. And this is already listed in my Etsy shop. I'll get some pictures in the morning, and I appreciate it. All right. I'll catch you guys later. Remember what I say. Be kind. We need more of that. So I'll see you tomorrow night, maybe on the Tick of the Talk. See y'all. Have a good one.